Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from Group 2 Chemistry A 2022, State University of Jakarta. Let us introduce ourselves. My name is Konita Adhani and my partner.
My name is Laras Indah Lestari.
Today we want to presentation about our basic science experiment called Oobleck.
Definition of the Oobleck. Oobleck is a non-Newtonian fluid. Non-Newtonian fluid is a fluid whose viscosity value is affected by a play force, such as Oobleck, which when non-force is applied, this is like a liquid and like a solid when pressure is applied. Oobleck is a mixture of cornstarch and water. Oobleck behaves like a liquid when at rest and like a solid when pressure is applied. The cornstarch doesn't dissolve in the water, it creates a suspension. Suspension is a mixture of solid and a liquid.
Components of Oobleck. Oobleck is made from cornstarch and water. Cornstarch is obtained from the endosperm of the kernel from cornmeal or wheat. One atom of cornstarch comes from the combination 27 carbon atoms, 48 hydrogen atoms, and 20 oxygen atoms. Cornstarch usually made up of 27% amylose and 73% amylopectin. Amylose gives hard properties and amylopectin gives thickness. And in the right side is a chemical structure of amylopectin and amylose. And next is water. Water is made by combining 2 hydrogen atoms with 1 oxygen atom. And in the right side is a molecule structure of water. When cornstarch is mixed with water, the lone pairs of O, that is oxygen, that is present in the water attract the H, that is hydrogen atoms in the starch. This attraction is due to the higher electronegativity value of oxygen than hydrogen. Hydrogen bond is polar in nature, as it is formed by the electrostatic interaction. Therefore, the type of bond between cornstarch and water is polar bond. Besides cornstarch, we can also make Oobleck from tapioca starch, because tapioca flour also consists of amylose and amylopectin like cornstarch, but with a different composition. But we cannot use wheat flour to make Oobleck, because wheat flour is clearly different from cornstarch. Wheat flour is made from wheat and contains gluten. And we can also use warm water for make Oobleck. The result will be the same as using normal water.
What's the science? Cornstarch consists of billions of tiny irregularly shaped particles of starch. When water is added, the mixture runs as the particles slip over each other. When cornstarch and water combine, the molecules of cornstarch don't dissolve and separate. When sudden large force is applied, the starch particles tangle and the mixture becomes hard. However, this effect is only temporary. As soon as the force is removed, the water surrounds is of the particles again and the mixture becomes runny once more.
When we created Oobleck, it was a physical combination because we put the 2 elements together. When we quickly poked the Oobleck, it rebounded our finger and stopped us from penetrating it. This happened because with more pressure or speed, it increases in viscosity. The water molecules are pushed out from in between the cornstarch molecules. This creates an area that is almost entirely cornstarch.
Poke test law. When we poke our finger when strengthened with little or no resistance. This was because when we apply little amount of pressure, viscosity was lower. This is an illustration of Oobleck poke test law. The cornstarch molecules are able to slide each other because the water in between them acts as little balls that they can roll over.
Benefits from Oobleck can train motoric for children and can relieve boredom and stress. How to make oobleck? Materials: 300 grams of cornstarch, 1 cup water, food coloring that's optional, plastic bowl and spoon.
Instruction number 1 is add cornstarch. Number 2 is pour 300 grams of cornstarch into a bowl. Number 3 is add 1 cup of water into the bowl. Number 4 is stir to combine. Number 5 is add color is optional. Drops of food coloring to your oobleck and stir it again. And this video about how to make the oobleck. Happy watching! The result: when we poke quickly, the oobleck becomes hard as solid, and when we poke slowly, the oobleck becomes liquid.
Conclusion: for the suspension to behave as a non-Newtonian fluid, the ratio of cornstarch molecule to water molecules need to be within a certain range. If there are too many water molecules, then the suspension will behave as a liquid. If there are too many cornstarch molecules, the suspension will behave as a solid because there is not enough water molecules in between the cornstarch molecules for them to slide each other.
Strength and weakness. Strength of the oobleck is easy to make, easy to find the materials, and not to seek. And weakness of the oobleck is the process of making oobleck is messy and dirty. And the last is suggestion of the oobleck is using more accurate measurement and wearing hand gloves. That's all from our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.